So a while ago, I made a couple of videos about Ridge Wallet. I made a review, which I have up here. Then I made some Ridge killers comparing different wallets to the Ridge wallet. In many of the videos, I got a similar comment across the board. Those wallets are cool and all, but I really prefer leather wallets. Well, Ridge must have read your mind because they just went out and did it. They made a leather Ridge wallet. And there's a few things you should know before getting one. Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews, of course a channel dedicated to reviewing quality at different price points. Now, yeah, they did it. Ridge made a leather wallet, and it is wild. But if you like this type of comment, feel free to subscribe down below. I think you'll really like it here. If you like anything on guy stuff, EDC, wallets, fashion, anything like that, I think you'll really like it here. And I'll have a link down below to this if you're interested in this at all. It might be an affiliate link. Anytime you buy through that, it does help out the channel, and I always appreciate it when you do that. All right, so here are some important things to know about this wallet. Number one, it's still a Ridge wallet, even though it's leather. Now, if you haven't watched my original video about Ridge, my review, definitely go and watch that first. I go more into detail about what the wallet is. But if you're already familiar with Ridge, then you'll already be familiar with this format. It is really a Ridge wallet. Ridge wallet is like a sandwich of metal and plastic plates screwed together and has elastic in between to kind of hold it together. This is really no different. It just uses leather on the outside. So let's dive further here. Next point, it's the same dimensions and weight as the original one. And I mentioned this because it might not seem obvious, but leather it's a natural material from animals, and it can vary from animal to animal, but they got it the same thickness, it's the same weight, everything about it is pretty much the same. And I think that in a way, this is very impressive. I'm sure that it must have been a challenge to get everything in the same dimensions and weight. My next point is that they say they're using full grain leather, but I'm doubtful about this. Full grain leather is the full thickness of the animal hide. So full grain leather is really what you want to see when you want a leather product. Some leather products will actually sand down layers of the leather, use the sanded leather parts for other products, and then sell you a thinner version of the leather hide. This is supposed to be full grain leather, but if you look at it, it's really thin, like very, very thin. So I really am quite doubtful that this is full grain leather. And if you're familiar with any kind of leather products, then you already know what leather feels like. Full grain leather feels different, like it just has a certain feel to it. And this doesn't have it. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's just some kind of almost fake feeling about this. Now, I'm not a leather expert, so I could be wrong here, but they say they used an oil waxed full grain leather, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel right here. It doesn't look right. It's definitely not as thick as full grain leather usually is, so I have my doubts here. All right, next point is that there are leather plates and screws in this design, which is strange. There's a provided screwdriver for this design. If you take the screws out and kind of look under the hood at the leather itself, you'll see there's a plastic plate that the leather is glued to. Now this adds rigidity and kind of frames the leather wallet into kind of the shape and feel that we know today, but I don't know how thick that plastic plate is. The leather is already very, very thin, so it has to be even thinner than I thought. Then there's the screws themselves. Now the original Ridge wallet had screws in the design. I think it's kind of one of the weaker points about the design. There are other wallets like Gear Infusion that have a similar shape and form but use no screws at all, and I think that's a much better wallet than Ridge in general for the same kind of form factor. This has screws, it has all the screws that we're used to, and it screws the leather into the frame, which is very, very strange. Traditional leather doesn't use screws. You would never be able to use screws to fasten leather because the leather would stretch over time, and then it would just unhook itself from the screw itself. Now, because this has plates though, the leather is kind of secured onto the plate itself, and so you can use the screws. It's just a kind of interesting design choice. You normally use some kind of stitching with leather, but they used screws, and it does secure everything together. I'm just not sure how it will hold over time. I don't know if the leather will pull away from the back plate or the glue or anything. I guess only time will tell. All right, next point is that this still has RFID blocking. The original one had RFID blocking inherent in the design. And I thought that was because of maybe the metal design, and maybe it is in part, but they did something else to this that actually makes it RFID blocking. And I don't know if it's the plastic plates, maybe there's some kind of RFID blocking in the plastic plates, or if it's the plate that they actually glue the leather to. My next point is that this is softer in your pockets and on your butt. One of the criticisms that I had with the original Ridge wallet was that it could maybe over time be harder on your pockets, kind of rip up your pockets some. And some people have actually questioned whether it's even comfortable to sit on the Ridge wallet if you put it in your back pocket. Now, a lot of people put it in their front pocket, understand that. I just like it in my back pocket more. It actually feels a lot better in your back pocket, or just holding it in your hand, it's a lot softer. So I do think that this is actually much better on your pockets. It seems like it would be over time. Even though I didn't run into any problems with Ridge ripping up my pockets at all when I used it, this just seems better overall. And it does seem maybe marginally better when you're sitting on it, but it is an improvement anyway. My next point is that the cash strap on the outside is nice, but there's a little problem here. Now, the previous metal version of the Ridge wallet that I had before just had the money clip. It didn't have the cash strap, but this one has the strap on the outside, and I do like the strap a lot. I think it's a very nice touch. They put leather on here, and you'll actually notice the stitching on this one this time. I think it looks great. It feels great as well. The leather is very thin, so that is just something to consider. What I don't like though is that the center portion of where the leather is no bigger than the strap itself. So it doesn't really do anything but just put leather there. That's it. It doesn't give you any more surface area or any benefit really. It doesn't secure cash any better. It's no wider. It doesn't do anything but just look cool. And if it's just for looks, well, you know, whatever, more power to them. But it just seems like an unnecessary design. My next point is that this is a little bit more expensive than the regular Ridge wallets. Now, the aluminum version of the wallet, kind of their base model, is $95 as of this recording. The titanium version, which a lot of people go for, is $110, and this leather version is $125. Now, granted, the price increase isn't a whole lot, but at that price, it makes me question whether the leather is even worth it. It makes me start to question whether I should get this or the original Ridge wallet, since it's the same design. And it even makes me compare this to maybe even full-grain leather wallets that you can get out there. For $125, you can get a great full-grain leather wallet made of actual full-grain leather, handmade, stitched, and it will last you the rest of your life. It's just a funny upcharge for this, $30 more for this. So my final takeaway is, who is this for? I'm not really sure who this is for. I know Ridge really wanted to make a wallet that was kind of a disruptor in the minimalist wallet scene. I think they really did their job. I think Ridge really is the main player in the minimalist space. Now, I don't think it's the best wallet out there, but it is maybe one of the more well-known ones out there. But I'm just not sure about this. The leather does not give me confidence whenever I feel it. It doesn't feel natural. It feels very funny. And overall, while I like the color and I think it's an interesting take on it, there's a couple of comfort features I think are maybe improvements on the original design. I just think this is kind of a weird choice by Ridge. If you want a leather wallet, traditional leather wallets really are just far better than this. And you can even find traditional leather wallets that sew RFID blocking into the leather wallet. So even that part isn't very unique for a wallet like this. There are minimalist leather wallets that I think are even better than this. And there are many leather wallets that I think are even cheaper than this. I think there are leather wallets that have far better quality than this. And even Ridge, when I think of this wallet, I think I would just rather save $30 and get the metal one. The metal one I know won't break. The metal one I know will be fine over time. It's just metal. But this looks like it might rip, it might tear, it might scratch, and I don't like that at all. So I think this is maybe a flop, a dud from Ridge, but I would love to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beastmade Reviews. Bye.